Everybody, let me pop the chat up. Claire. We're having technical difficulties, of course. Lacey. Mamie. Believe it or not, I'm on time. I'm supposed to have somebody. Hey, Eric. Hey, Mandy. I'm supposed to have somebody come on with me, but he's having a hard time. Hey, PAK. Wendy. I can't believe I'm on time. Hey, nobody cares. Allie. Teresa. Jen. Being Nancy. Mindy. Heidi. Sweet thing. Emily. Pophorn. Lenny Bobini. Kathy. Bodie. Uber. Oh, it's good. It's good. Diane. Diane, did you watch it? Crystal. Mills. Judy. Tricia. Diane. Yes, I answered you back, Jenny. That's crazy. It's good, huh, Wendy? Girl, I wish I could wear my hair like yours. You can. Just do it. That's what I did. I just done it. You didn't have time. You didn't get to the last episode. Oh. Hey, Kimbo. I'm so curious to see. We'll wait just a few. I'm hoping that Todd can come on because he watched it again today. I'm so curious to see what everybody thinks. I just think it's gonna be a good discussion. Look.
Hi.
You made it.
I did.
Am I froze?
No.
Okay.
Did you start?
No. Hey, Sandy Law. Just make it with love. No, I'm saying hi to everybody.
I have to see the video. I don't see the
Hopi.
Oh, there it is.
They're saying, hey, Todd.
Hello.
Hey, Colleen. Did you take notes, Todd?
I've got plenty of notes. They're all in my head, but I've got them.
Todd's smarter than me. Easy does it. Hey.
I just watched it again today, so it's very fresh in my mind.
But there were so many different characters that I just wanted to keep up with it and key point.
Yeah, there were a lot of freaking suspects by the end. They showed like 8 different people's pictures.
Yeah. No, she's not coming on. She's taking a break, and I don't blame her. Are you going to read the chat?
I'm going. Yeah, I've got my reading glasses on, and I've got my iPad here. And look, I've got this too.
There it is.
I'm going to try not to use it though, but
yeah, you do what you got to do. Van Lufa took a bath. I would not bathe before this. I would wait till after. It's just so.
Hey everyone, sorry I'm reading the chat, but it goes by fast.
Oh, I miss our chats too. Nobody cares. She'll be back. That's right, Lacey. Okay.
Well, first of all, can we start with a moment of silence because the very last Munchkin from Wizard of Oz died today. Very sad.
Oh.
Oh. All right, that was my gay moment. I'm done.
I froze, didn't I?
For a second.
Okay. Colleen, Sandra. And then of course Kate Spade.
Oh yeah, that was terrible too.
I hope we're not. I don't know why it seems to be glitchy.
Yeah, I'm definitely ahead of my iPad, so something's going on. Yeah. I think that always happens though.
Okay. Hey, Ash. He's on the yellow brick road of heaven. Simply Coastal. Hey, sweetie. So, popcorn, Jenny. I couldn't believe it. Okay. Mental illness. No, it's absolutely not something to be ashamed of.
Not at all.
Okay. I don't know. Should we just delve right in or Dave Pache?
Well, let's delve right in because we never know where it'll end up going, but we'll start with Evil Genius.
Look, if I get off track, I'll be surprised because I was so into this. I watched it, I know 3 times, maybe 4. The 4th time is when I really sat down, listened, watched, and took notes.
Yeah, I watched it twice, but I would honestly say it needs to be about twice as long as it is. This is one that Making a Murderer, I know they're making a sequel to it, but they need to do one for this one too, because I have so many questions. There was so much that wasn't said about the different characters and stuff.
Yeah.
That I thought it was a little short in terms of giving you a lot of information, because I had a lot of questions. So we'll probably have a lot of questions during the chat.
Well, I hope so. I hope people got into it as much as I did. So we'll start off with what I wrote down. Her name was Marjorie Armstrong. I think she had another name. I wrote it down too somewhere.
It was Marjorie Deal Armstrong.
Yeah. So, and I want to, so I got, Evil Genius. I started off by, of course, writing down collar bomb and cane gun. Because that's where it starts off with the first one. Collar bomb and a cane gun.
Yep. You and I talked a little bit about it after we both watched it. It was very weird. I mean, even the detectives and the FBI agents kind of said he was set up, that there was really no way he was ever going to get out of that thing.
Right.
But at the same time, he was carrying that cane gun. And if he really didn't want to do it, that's what I was thinking today while I was watching it. Why didn't he attempt to shoot one of them, or, that kind of thing? It was weird. Today I was thinking as I was watching it, if I hadn't thought I had a bomb on me and he really knew who those people were, I'd be yelling out to the cops, it was Marjorie and it was Bill and it was, I wouldn't be saying it was some black people. I'd be,
But they told him to say that. So they lure him here. Shit. They lure him there by ordering Oh. The thing Saw is made for. I know this is crazy. All right. So what we know about him, Brian Wells was his name. He loved to do scavenger hunts. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, he was doing the ones in the newspaper and stuff. And that to me was also crazy because they just made it so convoluted and crazy with those scavenger hunting.
Wendy, I think you nailed it right there. She said, I didn't think he was sure it was real until the timer started going off. Yes.
Oh, I agree. I think so too. But at the same time, once I knew it was real, I would have been shouting out It was Marjorie. It was, it was Bill. It was, whatever. I would have been making sure they knew who really did it to me.
But there was something about this group of people that people just seemed to not want to really tell on. All right, because look how calm he was. All right, when he walked in the bank, he got a sucker.
Yeah. How about that? He wasn't scared at all.
Got it. Strolls in with a 9-page note. Had a 9-page. Y'all, please keep in mind the note. Is this the pizza bomber case? Yes. Yes, Lady Raiden. Sandra, you really need to watch it if you haven't. That's I think what it's they were calling it the pizza bomber, right?
Yes.
And that was my first thing. Because I was taking notes as I was watching. I'm like, he's not nervous enough. Why is he eating a sucker?
I mean, it could just be, like you said, that he didn't really think it was real. But, I mean, it was still a serious thing to be doing. You're going in there and robbing a bank.
Right. So he hands him the note. And in the note, which was very nice handwriting, they wanted $250,000, and he got $8,000. Is that right?
About $8,000, they said. Yep.
Sandy said, "Could you imagine if Katie or Yabba was the teller? They would cuss him out for the long note." I would too.
But that's what I was saying. It was so convoluted. Like, no one was going to have time to read a 9-page note.
But it was like, okay, here's the note to the robber, or the what they were calling the hostage. They called him the hostage, the bomb hostage.
Right.
They wrote a note to him. They wrote a note to the bank. So I guess the 9 pages, they wrote a note, and a lot of it was his instructions of where to go next. So he leaves the bank. He gets the money. He strolls out with his cane.
With his lollipop.
Eating his lolly. Which, I mean, at this point, he's got to be thinking this ain't real. He strolls over to McDonald's, and he got another note.
And then got caught.
Okay. Then this made me mad because all right, handwritten on his shirt, I could only make out that it said Guess up at the top.
Yeah, well, I thought it was actually a Guess t-shirt, like the brand.
Was Guess? It? I was wondering if it said Guess jeans, but it looked handwritten. The Guess looked handwritten. He was special. Oh, yeah, that was your hometown, Carmela? We will be happy to have you on if you want a link. Just let me know. But they also waited. Todd does look like he's lost weight. I don't think you have.
It's my slimming camera phone. No, I'm kidding.
It's his flip phone. They waited to call the bomb squad. They didn't call the bomb squad right away.
Well, the bomb squad got tied up in the traffic that was caused by them trying to block off the street and protect.
No way he thought it was real. No, I agree, Riley Rose. I don't think he thought it was real. Hey, Shadow Lover. Hey, Easy. Okay, so he looks at him and he's sitting there and he said, me too, Sandra. He lost it. I found it. Because I wrote here, I'm like, he's not nervous enough. When he was sitting there, he's like, he said, are y'all going to try to get this off me? And then he said, did y'all call my boss? Why would he care? If he wanted, okay, here's my thing. Y'all remember this. He said, did y'all call my boss? Like, I'm going to be detained here for a minute. Call my boss and tell him I'm running behind.
Well, up earlier, Wendy said he wasn't too sharp, and that was mostly true. But I still think once he heard that ticking and stuff, he had to know it was real. I mean, I think it was a total setup on the other people's part.
Carmela drove by. We need you on panel, Carmela.
Send her a link.
I don't know how. She has to tell me how and if she's willing to. Look, they're begging. I'm telling y'all, I can't even. Okay. Then he blamed black people. Why did he then? And I wrote that. Why did he protect the real people if he wasn't involved? This was not in the movie, but the van that he had a person I work with bought the van and it was taken by the FBI and they tore it up and found blood. I've never spoke on panel. It don't matter.
Yeah, like I said, I had so many questions by the time I was rewatching it today because I was thinking, like, particularly, first of all, starting with him, since he's the first one we're talking about, did he have a previous criminal history? Was this totally out of character? I didn't, I had that question about a lot of them. I know she obviously had killed someone previously.
Genius. Evil Genius, Jenny, is the name of it. Evil Genius. From the boyfriend she shot. Absolutely. Yeah. You say, yeah, we're going to get into that. See, right now at the beginning, I'm sitting here and I'm writing these notes. If he wasn't in it, why was he this? Why did he protect him?
Carmela, do you follow Randy on
Twitter?
And do you have hangouts?
6 days after my son was born. Lady Raiden. I love you too, Jenny. I do. This left me with a lot of questions too, but I think I have solved it. Trust me on this.
For God's sakes, you think you solved everything.
Because that's what I do.
You still didn't realize that Burke killed John Bonet, so let's he solved this one.
Yes, you follow me on Twitter. What's your name on Twitter, Carmela?
Send her a DM right now, and then she'll reply back.
If I'm not following you, just at me or something on Twitter.
So, yeah, I mean, by the end of it, I really did kind of think that maybe he was involved. But that prostitute said he wasn't, that she set him up, that she set him up.
Diane, you're skipping to the end, Todd. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes.
No. I am leaving. It is all you and Carmela. I'm out.
No, don't you go nowhere.
I'm not.
Okay, let me check my Twitter to see.
If you keep talking like this, Randy, this chat's going to be longer than the whole show was.
Listen. You're right.
You're going to be pulling a Diane stream.
Oh, the girl just followed me that's got your vase. So I'll be sending her your address.
Oh, cool.
Todd needs to be on more. Todd,
Diane.
Todd, absolutely. Pop down, Todd, Diane said.
I just shaded her with my comment.
It is hard to get Todd to do anything.
That is not true. This is only the second time you've invited me, you liar.
Okay, first of all, this is not the second time. This is like, what? How many times have you been on? But you do need to come on more.
I come on every time you invite me.
Well, you don't need invited, though, because you're Todd.
I need a link. Okay, that's fine.
Well, you just now put Twitter on your phone.
No, Twitter was on my phone, you goob. What was I going to say? Then let's change the channel name to It's Todd's Life, and we'll go from there.
Okay. It's Randy and Todd's Life. Big R&T. Okay, we are getting on topic. Wasn't he on the spectrum? Maggie May, I'm thinking, yeah.
They do kind of, yeah. I mean, it was sad. I mean, because she was an awful woman. But towards the end, Marjorie was calling him a retard and that kind of thing. So, and how would she know that if she didn't know him? That's another interesting thing.
Exactly. I spied 2 MCM chairs in the background.
My background?
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, you can see my living room.
So, and then I wrote here, I said, until the beeping, Brian may have thought it was a fake bomb. So, that's That's what I'm thinking. Until it really started going beep, 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 beep. He's like, ruh-roh.
And that's when I would have started yelling.
Well, that's when he's like, y'all, I'm serious. I'm serious. Get this off me. Aldi, this is awesomeness right here. Welcome. That's, you know, he was like, y'all gonna get this off me. Okay. Then I wrote, if he thought the bomb was real, would he get a sucker? I went back to that.
You want a sucker, don't you?
I think I do. Then I wrote boom, because this is where the bomb goes off. Well, he was in on it because Barnes was using Wells of desperation for drug money. Barnes knew Wells was a pushover, but Barnes and other conspired to really blow Wells up. Danielle, good point. Good point.
Teresa, yes, I believe you're right. My friend just bought them both for me. They're new. Thank you for noticing.
What?
My chair's in the background. They're like a pumpkin orange.
You're so fancy. He's so fancy. Man, I watched a documentary. Somebody said could not show. Oh, yes. We had a stream about Sugar Babe. Oh, my goodness.
Woo. I think I was on that one.
So then
I think you invited me to that one.
Yeah, the second one, because we had to have the second one. Okay, then they searched his car and saying that it was a scavenger hunt. Right? Yes, that's what
that was all crazy. I mean, that killed me too. All the notes that were written 9 pages long. They didn't find a freaking fingerprint on any of them. I mean, obviously they wore gloves for everything, but whoever was, the mastermind was a genius, because the only forensics they ended up finding were at the actual location where he delivered the pizzas.
Well, when they search his car is when, it said in the note that the collar bomb was booby trapped. These people thought this out. Keep that in mind. And then, okay, they searched his car, and then they showed a coffee can. See if somebody can, Lainey.
Hey, boss babe.
Something about a coffee. There was a coffee can. Was the key to the collar bomb in the coffee can?
I don't believe they ever said any of them actually found a key. They followed the notes, and I think the coffee can had another note to the next location, which is where they ended up seeing the van.
I wrote that. Hey, boss babe, I wrote that, guys, because I said, then the investigator. That's not me calling.
That's not me.
Oh, it's my phone.
It's not me.
Hello? Hello?
Sorry, people. I'm trying to get so you can see my face here.
Woo! Okay. The investigator says, while they're there, or they go to where, I guess the pizza was ordered, the location of where they ordered the pizza, and they saw the minivan, and he said, the minivan always bothered me. No, he wasn't.
That bothered me too. There was a lot of talk about, from the very first episode, the police step all over each other. And, the first thing that they started talking about was it the FBI case? Was it the state case? Was it the local case? And they wasted a lot of time. And from what you're just talking about, missed a lot of clues, because like you said, that blue van was just never talked about after that.
Right. And why? And he said, it always bothered me. Then why not go look for the van? Then they go to Brian Wells's house and talk to the landlord. There's no physical evidence. Hey, Farrah, no evidence in his place whatsoever. But they found a lot of prostitutes' phone numbers. They did not call any of the phone numbers. How do they know they're prostitutes?
I felt bad for him, obviously, because he died. But then you're dead, and they're talking about how you used a lot of prostitutes.
Yeah.
Awkward.
And let's talk about, okay, they said to get the color bomb off, they didn't want to disturb the bomb. They didn't want to disturb the bomb. Let's not disturb this bomb. So what did they do?
They cut his head off. Cut his head right off.
In the most respectful way they could. That's what they said.
That was awful. Ugh.
Awful.
They were trying to preserve the evidence, which I get, but yeah, that was terrible for the family. Terrible thing to do.
Right. That was, we're getting to the freezer part. So then, okay, they go on. It seems like there's no resolution at all to this. All right. So let's move into Bob Pinetti. Is it Bob or Rob?
I don't get his connection much. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they talk about him? Ooh, are you frozen? Oh,
am I froze?
You were for a second.
Hey, Gary.
But, they talk about him being at that meeting that later they said the prostitute Jessica said never happened. Oh, other than that, I didn't know any. I didn't really see Bob Pinetti at all being involved.
I think he was involved.
I just think he was a poor guy that was under the pressure of being talked to by the police and possibly overdosed.
They worked together, and didn't he take? Well, wait. He was at the meeting. What did I write? Oh, let's keep in mind, if a certain pin was pulled, though, on the bomb, it would have given him another hour.
Another reason that he would tell you he didn't know anything about the bomb, because if he did, he would have pulled it.
Right. Lots of warnings on the bomb. There was in the notes, there was lots of warnings. No, on the bomb written, there was warnings on it when they finally got the bomb off. So Bob Pinetti's dead. He's dead. Okay. Here's what I wrote. They think he could not have ever got back in time. They absolutely meant to kill him. No, right. No matter what, he would not have made it on time. I told you to watch it, Diane. It was always going to go off. They wanted him dead. They didn't care about him. He was disposable.
The police said that. I mean, I think the police said it was, intended always to be two crimes. It was intended to be a bank robbery, and it was intended to be a murder of him.
Yep. They just did not care. They didn't care about him at all. So then Bill, Marjorie, what have I wrote? And then I put whether he was involved with the robbery or not, that makes it still murder. They were still murderers, no matter what. Because they knew he wouldn't make it in time. They knew, so they're murderers at this point anyway. But then what happened next? Bill Rothstein calls the cops and says, I got a frozen body at my house. Oh, Marjorie, she's killed somebody.
That Marjorie, she was a hard-looking woman by the time she was 54.
She wasn't, and you know what? She was beautiful when she was younger.
Yeah, but again, she apparently was mentally ill too, so.
Right, dogs. Robs the bank, dies anyway. Nobody gets the money.
Well, now that you're getting into the Bill part, I mean, the Bill part of the story was, I don't think maybe it was. For him, it wasn't about the money. It was about getting away with the perfect crime.
For Bill?
Yeah. I mean, I think he wanted the money too. That was another thing that confused me. They talked about the $250,000 as being important to the crime, but then they said it was Marjorie who wanted the $250,000 to pay that guy off to kill her father. No, it was Bill who wanted the $250,000 to settle the house with his family. And if it was that, then what was anyone else involved for?
Right.
You know, I mean, so that was confusing to me too. I mean, ultimately, like you said, they didn't even get $8,000 and no one got it. But, you know, that's why when I said earlier when we started, you know, was she the mastermind? Was he the mastermind? What was the purpose of the money at all? Was there really a purpose? And that's why I said they seem to be throwing a lot of hooks out there and trying to blame them each.
Right. Well, yeah, if you get down to it. But here's the thing. Okay. Why do you think all right, wait, first of all, in the chat, do you really think it was about money? Absolutely. I think it was about money. I think they all thought they were going to get a piece of that money. All of them. I think Marjorie wanted the money to kill her dad. Bill Rothstein wanted to pay his house off or whatever, because he was all about money. And he thought he said, I'm the smartest man in this room. And you know what? He was pretty smart. Everyone but Bill and Marjorie had a brain, and the others were chumps. Right. Who wanted drug money. Right. Drug money, they wanted very little for their drug money, and Bill and Marjorie was going to get the majority of the money. That's probably the truth. So, okay, now, why do you think that Bill Rothstein all of a sudden called and turned her in for murdering, what was his name? Jim Roden.
I think ultimately when I come to a conclusion, I do think he was the mastermind, and he knew he was dying, which we haven't gotten to yet.
But I don't think he knew yet. You think he knew?
I think it was a setup of Marjorie, and maybe he was scared that she was going to turn him in. I don't know that she was the mastermind. It sounded like they were convinced he was the one who built the bomb and built the collar, built the cane bomb. So I really do think it was him, and either he got scared, got spooked that she was going to turn him in, or, you know, I mean, first of all, you know, he must have really still been obsessed with her, because who hides a body in their freezer for someone? Even though, you know, it was 3 weeks, you know, he did it for 3 weeks. It's not like he did it for a year, but still.
But how long did he live after that? It was a few years, wasn't it?
I think they said a year and a half. That's what someone said. A year and a half, possibly.
So we find out that this guy, Jim, was killed 3 weeks before the robbery. But this, lo and behold, was not the first boyfriend of old Marjorie's that died.
Oh, no, she, I didn't mention this yet, but the guy who was in the documentary, Jerry Clark, I think he was the FBI agent. He's also written 2 books about the case. One's called Pizza Bomber, and one is called Mania and Marjorie Deal Armstrong. And he refers to her as a serial killer because her first husband died hitting his head on a coffee table, supposedly. One of her boyfriends hung himself, allegedly. Then she shot the first boyfriend, saying that he was abusing her. Then she shot John, what was his name? James Roden. So that right there's 4 people, qualifies her as a serial killer.
Yeah. And we know, y'all know that Bill Rothstein guy, Steen, whatever, he was in love with her. Y'all believe that?
Yeah, I do, because they were on and off apparently for 30 plus years.
So we got that. So then, okay, then all of a sudden, because then she's blaming the Rothstein guy. And then, all right, all of a sudden this Floyd Stockton comes out of nowhere, and he had lived with Bill Rothstein. He left. But get this, y'all. Bill and Floyd both passed their lie detectors. Katie says Marjorie was innocent. You're crazy. No. Marjorie had 5 college degrees, y'all. 5.
She was a genius. Hi, Katie.
They both passed. Oh, that was gross. Yeah, when she was talking about the sexual things he wanted. Gross. Yeah, she was a serial killer. Yeah, she was a sweetheart, wasn't she? Just a sweetie. Just so singing the things we do for love.
And what was up with every one of them? It was like they belonged to the Hoarders Club or something. Every single one of them was a hoarder.
All of them. All of them. But that's just, I mean, they were all mentally ill. But how mentally ill are you if you keep saying over and over, well, I'm mentally ill, like Marjorie did? Are you thinking?
No, I'm just, I mean, I think they were mentally ill. I mean, you can acknowledge you're mentally ill. And
he said Rothstein was her favorite. He built the bomb.
One of the I think the reporter said that he must have been one of her favorites because he's about the only one that survived.
Look, I wrote something must be important. I drew an eye. Got all into this. Found a letter from Marjorie to the bank that was robbed. I think that's important. Where? What? Why did I write that?
It's bad when you don't even know your own notes.
I know.
That's why you keep it all up here.
I mean, I even have her inmate number written down. OJ6261.
Because if she were still alive, you'd be writing to her.
Yes. Somebody tweeted and said, I think you need to write her. Hey, Debbie. Oh, okay. Wait a second. That is important. Listen. Yeah, Netflix, Call Money Mama. Listen, she had written a letter to that bank because she felt like they had wronged her. The same bank that got robbed. So this goes along with, it wasn't just Rothstein was the mastermind. Yeah, she's dead. Was the mastermind. She got cancer. I can't. Oh. So that's why that bank was picked, because they had wronged her in some way. She felt like with her dad's money or something like that.
Her mother's inheritance. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I put, don't forget, she's murdered 2 boyfriends, because, you know, you start feeling bad for her because all these people are, how are you going to write?
You can contact her via Ouija board.
I could get the app on my phone, but I'll be scared. And then, all right, so they go and they're trying to, this woman, y'all.
Y'all?
Yeah. You guys. But, okay, they searched, all right, they searched Bill Rothstein's house.
I thought that was crazy too. All these hoarder places, and they couldn't link any piece of anything to the cane gun, to the collar bomb. There was nothing. It was all found stuff that they put right on the bomb and couldn't tie it to another piece that was sitting at the house. Or it was crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, they get. He gets sick and he dies. They search his house. Then, again, because they searched his house while he was alive. They didn't find anything. They searched his house after he died. They found, and I wrote, a drawing of the bank on his desk. They figure out that he built the device. They find all this stuff where they figure out he built the bomb. They finally compared handwriting, and it was him after he died. So he lived completely free.
It wasn't. Yeah, they didn't find it the first time. I didn't hear the thing about the drawing of the bank. I don't remember that, but I remember they saw the drawing that looked similar to the collar bomb, and the handwriting thing was confusing to me because it wasn't the actual handwritten note that made them think it was him. It was something underneath that handwriting, like almost that was like an impression that even his friend recognized that it was his writing.
Yeah. And then on his deathbed, they said, "Did you have anything to do with this?" And he wrote, "No." Why not confess? Why would he still protect Marjorie?
Because he wanted to commit the perfect crime, and he didn't want to be implicated in it.
And I said, I also think he came up with a scavenger hunt, but I think he done it for Marjorie.
And again, let's go back to the scavenger hunt. If the scavenger hunt was in some way for, what's his name? What was the guy who died? Brian Wells. If it was for Brian Wells, again, that would mean that they knew that he liked scavenger hunts and that they knew him well enough to know that he liked scavenger hunts. It got a little convoluted and confusing to me, really, quite honestly.
So 2 years later, someone finally comes forward and remembers they saw Marjorie at the gas station.
Right.
Putting gas in that minivan, right?
Well, no, they saw her with him while he was calling in the pizza order.
Oh, yeah. That's where they called the pizza order in at. Yeah, you're right. And then I wrote snitch notes from jail. Because she said that this is when Marjorie's saying he was in on it. How do you think we measured his neck? You didn't have to measure his neck for that. That was a standard.
By the end of the documentary, you knew the real reason Marjorie insisted that he was part of the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. So she wouldn't be convicted of murder.
Correct, and get the death penalty.
Yeah. Back to Floyd Stockton, who's questioned again. Y'all get this. What'd y'all think about that? He comes back. They question him again. Cocaine Ken. And come to find out that he's the one that held poor little Brian Wells down while they strapped that bomb on him.
If his story was true, by the end, you realize that he was just looking for a cot and 3 hots. He kind of liked being in jail and didn't mind being taken care of.
Well, that was Cocaine Ken. Yeah, no, wait. Floyd Stockton no, you're right. Floyd Stockton was the one that held him down. That was the roommate.
The child molester. Yeah.
The child molester, yeah. And he said, you know what they'll do to me in jail, da-da-da. And they let him go free. Patricia, I think they just absolutely didn't care about him. No, he wasn't a bright victim. No. So that Floyd Stockton confesses, shows him how it's done, which this is where I got tears because they show him like running, tackled him down, strapped it on him because he's yelling, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he was a participant possibly, but either didn't know, wasn't prepared that it was going to be real, or maybe wasn't even smart enough to know that they were really planning it. You know how there are some people who are just gullible and
That's what I think. They're sitting around, let's rob a bank. Okay. You know, and you think that.
I wouldn't want to do it either. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, he had to be, unfortunately, a fairly simple person, because if I were involved in it and there were 7 other people involved in it, I'd be like, you be the one wearing the bomb around your neck. I'm not going to be.
That's
The other thing now that you mentioned it is Marjorie killing her boyfriend. Why would they have needed a getaway person if they were just going to pick one person to be the person who robs the bank?
Well, I think that's when their plan changed. I'd say that they had planned all this with the boyfriend. The boyfriend and Marge get into an argument, and he's like, I'm not robbing a bank. In fact, I'm going to tell people that you and Bill are planning on robbing this bank. And she killed him. I think that's why he's dead.
Maybe.
So then that's when they have to, who knows if they even had a bomb plan by then. You know, that was 3 weeks before. So he was so smart, he could have built the bomb in 3 weeks.
Didn't they say it would take, what did they say? 400 hours or something like that? So it's possible.
So then Ken Barnes, Cocaine Ken, the boyfriend, yeah. He was supposed to be the getaway driver. All right, Spyro. Yeah, I think that's why. I think he was going to tell because she seemed to really love him up till the 3 weeks before the bank robbery. And Ken starts confessing. He said, okay, I wasn't really going to kill her father, but, you know, I gave her a price. And then they had according to Ken, if you believe Ken, the pre-robbery meeting, which they said Brian Wells
wasn't one.
Huh?
He later said there wasn't one. When the guy who did the documentary questioned him, he later said there was no pre-meeting.
Yeah, he got all mixed up in the second one. So at first he said he was there. Then he contradicted what he said. He yelled, I don't want to do this. I wrote, I believe they made him. They knew he would die. And Floyd Stockton confessed.
Again, I guess you have to assume they thought he wasn't going to get caught by the police, and maybe whatever money he got, they were going to retrieve it from the vehicle when he went to one of the other scavenger hunt sites or something. I guess that's what they were thinking, but he got caught by the police almost immediately.
Or maybe the scavenger hunt led back to, you know, maybe I don't think they thought he would get caught by the cops. I don't know why they didn't think that through. But I think they were going to lead him back to wherever, or what they knew where it would lead him, and he was going to blow up and they were going to take the money and go. And then he would, hey Mary, does this stream every Wednesday? We try usually on Wednesdays and Saturdays. They convinced him the bomb wasn't real. I say after he started saying, I don't want to do this, they probably did tell him it wasn't real. Oh, it's just to scare people. It's just, but they knew he was going to die. They gave zero cares whether this guy died, lived or died. They did not care about him. It was amazing. I think they were expecting to see him at the first scavenger hunt point. Hey, Mordecai. Me too, Hopi. Why? They didn't care. Why did they think they was above everyone? They thought absolutely thought they were above the law for sure.
Oh, those two. I mean, they really thought they were, because how many times just when she was being interviewed or talked to, did she refer to herself as a genius? She really did think that she could do anything because of her high IQ. Wrong. And to the day she died, I think she thought she was going to get out, and she was so defensive. So how about the guy? Did the guy that produced the documentary, I'm out of notes. No.
Did he write a book?
No, the FBI agent wrote 2 books. Jerry Clark. His name is Jerry Clark. Just look up, like if you look up in Amazon books, look up Pizza Bomber, and that was the title of one of them, and the other one is called Mania and Marjorie Deal Armstrong. That one's expensive on Kindle. That one's almost $25 on Kindle. I was like, nope.
Oh, they probably jacked the price up after the documentary came out.
Yeah, possibly.
Yes, Tilly Mae, she did. She let herself go, but a lot of times the mental illness will make you do that.
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of it because the police officer who picked her up after the frozen body thing said she smelled like she hadn't, taken a bath in days and days and days. And I think that is part of the mental illness part.
Yeah, let's talk about that. They picked her up. She had not bathed. They said at least 2 to 3 weeks, but had to brush her teeth. Was it 32 times a day?
Yeah, that's what one of her prison cellmates said. Yep.
Riley Rose is the hot FBI guy. No wrinkle cream in jail. Now, she looked pretty bad today. I've got a headache. I'm going to be right back. Let me get something for it.
Welcome to my stream. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I think it was the mental illness that made her run down that way. Because, yeah, she looked like she was, whatever that phrase is, ridden hard and rode wet or whatever it is. Yeah, but like I said, I think that was just unfortunately part of her mental illness. But I don't know. I mean, there was a bad group of people just in that sense of, how, you could get, almost like chemistry, and you mix certain people or certain things in certain situations. I think Marjorie and Bill together were very bad. And then everyone else was just kind of a rube and, just kind of participated, like Randy was saying, for drug money or for, something really small. What are you doing here? Who invited you?
I live here. We're talking about the documentary Evil Genius. So then we get to the prostitute. Okay, wait. Now, if we believe what she said, okay, we have to believe some of what she said. And here's why I think so. I hate taking BC powders. Marjorie went after her in jail. And I think it was because Marjorie knew she knew. She was the one. Yeah, Dale. Right. Well, the lawyer was the one that said she brushed her teeth that many times.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was the prisoner who said she shaved her eyebrows for 7 hours looking at the trays.
Yeah. Did she have a son? She didn't. Did she have any kids?
No, I don't believe any of them seem to have children. But again, that was another thing that they didn't really get into. I didn't know whether for sure Marjorie had brothers and sisters, or I know he did. He had a brother at least, and a sister, I think they said. But yeah, I don't know that any of them had children because it sounded like Bill, the only woman he was ever involved with was Marjorie. So he probably didn't have children. And I don't think she did either.
Diane, I told you to watch this, Diane.
Diane, I'm going to get her.
A prostitute. Yes. They think that her baby was by.
I'm going to get Diane out of this stream because she did not follow instructions.
By the Brian Wells guy. They think that's who the prostitute's baby was by because they looked like him. Right, Babodi. And she did fill in the missing pieces. She turned him over to, they said, do you know somebody? She said, yes. Okay, here's my conclusion on, this is why I believe the prostitute. I don't think that he thought it was real. I think he thought it was fake. He didn't think they were going to rob a bank. And I think he was in love with the prostitute and would do whatever she told him. And she sent him over there for drugs and drug money.
Well, I think what's funny, Diane, get me a latte. No, I'm kidding.
Egg cream.
There you go, egg cream. I think what was ironic was if the prostitute, Jessica's story is true, she's the only one who made any money out of it because She said that her bringing Brian over there was going to get her $5,000. Instead of getting $5,000, they gave her some drugs to begin with, and then she got $1,500. So out of this whole bank robbery thing, she was the only one who got paid.
She was. And I wonder how she's doing, because you could tell that she was on crack. And I'm not judging. I'm saying you could tell she was using, even on the, yeah, she felt guilty. She's not going to get prosecuted from good old Marge. Yep. Good Marge the crazy. Men do whatever women say, and that is how, absolutely, because she ruled the you know what. Now for Todd, that would mean nothing.
True that. Hey, Eric. Hey, Eric.
Yeah, two and Steph. That's Todd. This is my Todd. I just, she ruled the right, Danielle, right. And he done what she told him to do, and it got him killed. And that's that. Ultimately, she got his ass killed. She should feel guilty.
And again, I don't know whether, because they don't talk about it, and that was kind of disappointing to me. I don't know whether because it took her 7 freaking years to come clean. And I don't know, was there a reward involved that she tried to get a reward? Is that why she finally told that story and came public with it? Or
was scared that she would go to jail. I think she was scared of prison. Plus, when you're on drugs like that, you're not thinking clear. I mean, I'm not dismissing any part that she had in it.
Listen, Diane, who asked you?
Todd is semi-single. Right. She did. She's the only one that got money. Todd lurks, Diane. The prostitute, her name was Jessica. She's at the very end. But that's what I think. I think that the prostitute done him in. And but I think in the very beginning, if they would have called the numbers that they found and called the right prostitute, they would have got to it a lot quicker than what they did. That's what I think. But they didn't do that because he was the pizza guy and he only had prostitutes' numbers, and he didn't have. Jessica got money when she said it. Well, she got drugs. I don't know if she.
How do you know they didn't call them? Just because they didn't mention it in the documentary doesn't mean they didn't follow them up as leads.
Well, it seems like that they would have said, you know, we called some prostitutes. Hey, Stephanie. And didn't get any leads. It seems like they would have said something. That's what I don't know. How about Marjorie? How about this? What do y'all think about when the guy that wrote to Marjorie and talked to her on the phone, when he said, do you think that Brian Wells knew what was going on? She seemed to get really defensive and mad.
She was furious because I think one of her last conversations with him, she even mentioned, you know, that he had to be involved because otherwise we would be, not we, but the other people would be getting the death penalty, you know, the people who were involved. So she was obviously smart enough to know that if he wasn't considered a co-conspirator, she was going to be in bigger trouble than she was. And again, ironically, she died within 5 or 6 years anyway, so.
Oh, good, Just Angel. Yeah, she had feelings for him. She said she wasn't in love with him, but they had a friendship. Okay, and then, yeah, so we know now, then Cocaine Ken, who put Wells there at that meeting, backtracked everything. So we got to remember that.
Where was he? Where was Wells?
He wasn't at that meeting. He was with Jessica.
That meeting. He was at the meeting.
He makes fun of me so bad. Telling her, yes. How about her telling him where to sit in the courtroom? He got up and went too, didn't he?
I was very did. He was probably scared shitless not to.
I would have got up. I'm coming, Marge. On my way, sis. Put some money on your books too today. Okay, what about? I wonder if Marjorie's dad
I
is
do
still.
too, Patrice. I just make fun of it.
Yeah. What they went? Her dad. He was like, she don't even know, but she's not in my will. I'm thinking, shut up, fella. I wonder if he's still alive. They never said, huh?
The documentary is pretty recent, so I would think it was because she didn't die until 2017.
Yeah, you're right.
So he's probably still alive.
I want to go visit him. Poor fella. It is amazing how why did they want to please her so bad? She was so yuck. Look, she had cats and some of them were dead.
Well, in Ken's house, they had 2 dogs they had to put down because they were so flea ridden. I said it was like it was the Hoarders Club. Bill was a hoarder, she was a hoarder, Ken was a hoarder, and Jessica was just a whore. No, I'm kidding.
Don't call her that. She had to make it somehow. She had money. Okay, she kept saying that's when you know somebody's guilty is when they say, I don't have to, why would I do that? I have this. I don't have to do that because I know this. And that's a tell sign of lying.
Yeah.
But if she had so much money, why did she have so much government cheese?
Yeah, how did she qualify for government cheese?
Yeah.
She had so much money.
And I didn't even know they still done government cheese.
You know they do government cheese, Randy.
Are you saying I get government cheese?
No comment.
I don't get it, but I'll buy it if somebody sells it. If I was the dad, I would. No, the dad now knows she wanted him dead. He said, I would not feel right if I wasn't helping people. He's giving his money away. Yeah, she got government cheese. They said she had hoarded government cheese. But she had a couple of lawsuits and she lived off government money.
And she had her mother's inheritance, whatever part of that she got.
Diane, what is government cheese? I'm not really sure. I know that the government will give you free cheese. And
Look it up, Tashi.
My nanny used to, my nanny passed away. She can't get prosecuted, but she used to buy it from people. And that was the best cheese. I think it's like Velveeta. No, it wasn't. It was just good. I don't know. I guess the government gives you, and I think they give butter too. I'm not sure about that.
Diane, I think it's just for people who need government assistance, and there are certain things that they can get, like if it's a family, they can get a gallon of milk or a dozen eggs or whatever.
I think it's illegal to buy it from people though. Like plain cornflakes, no fancy frosted flakes. Big blocks of butter. That's what I thought. It's like a 3-pound block of yellow cheddar.
And I don't think it's even sliced. So yeah.
No. Oh, they give milk. So she had all this stuff, but she would say, well, I didn't need the money. But yes, you did. Yes, you did, Marge, because you wanted that money to kill your dad. I say, listen, Diane, you're close to the dad. Go visit them.
Erie is not close to either Diane or me. Erie is in western Pennsylvania, which is really on the border almost of Ohio and New York. So Pennsylvania from one side to the next is 6 hours drive.
I always forget that you live in Pennsylvania, Todd. I don't know why I forget that you live in Pennsylvania, but I think you should seek out well, never mind. Or Uber over there.
I'll go with Diane if she wants to do a road trip after she watches the documentary.
Diane, did you hear that? You're not too far, Diane, you wuss. I would seek him out and find him.
Erie, Pennsylvania is west. Diane and I are east.
Here's what, but you know what? I bet you that since this came out, the dad's probably getting bombarded with people. If he's still alive, why don't we just Google to see if he's still alive?
We could do that. Go ahead.
Look, I put in "is Marjorie" and it started popping up. Her name started.
Hi, Uber. I didn't see you.
Y'all know good and well. Oh, he died.
Oh, bummer.
He made it to 95.
Did he die in 2017 or earlier?
Now listen, he died in 2014. So they were making that documentary for a long time.
She was happy then again because, you know, she was all about karma. He died before her. She was happy. Bummer.
Yeah. Dadgummit. Bless him. 10 minutes away when it happened, Cryptics and Cass said, wow, cryptids. Carmela.
Cryptic lives in Erie.
Says, oh, there you are, Carmela. I didn't see you on Twitter.
Cryptic and Cass lives in Erie. That's where it all took place.
No, Diane, he's not in, the dad wasn't in jail.
Cryptic, is Erie a bad place the way that they made it sound? One of the cops was talking about it like it was crack central. I mean, most of the cast of this show was crack central.
But they weren't. I don't think Marjorie was on. Well, that one guy was. Cocaine Ken obviously was.
And Jessica. And the guy who OD'd, Robert.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'll hush. Oh, that's okay. Who is the guest? The guest, well, it's Todd. He's my partner.
Who asked who's
When you watch it,
huh? I was saying hi to Welcome to Hollywood.
Oh, we have a lot of drugs in the city of Erie, she says. At least he was charitable and she didn't get it. No. She didn't get it. Of course she didn't get it. She was a selfish rat. She was just a rat. Scum, murdering rat who thought she could get away with everything. And I really think listen, this is what I think. I think they were sort of underbelly in a way. I hate to say that about people. I think if the Stein guy had not have called the cops and said, I got a body in my I think they would have got away with all this. I think he got mad at Marjorie, turned her in. That's how I think they wouldn't even have got the bank robbery thing. None of it would have been traced back to them.
Yeah, which also goes to the point of why did Bill open his mouth? Because we didn't talk about Bill and his suicide note, where the very first thing he said on the suicide note was, "This is not related to the Brian whatever Brian Mills or whatever his name is."
Well,
okay. Well, hello. You just put that as your very first point of your suicide note.
Thank you, Diane. Right. And then he didn't kill himself.
And then there's Marjorie when she's mad at Bill. She's at the elevator yelling and saying, he should be investigated for the Brian Mills murder.
Yeah.
You know, so they're just ratting each other out.
That's
why I find it's better that you don't have so many people involved in your murders.
When I rob a bank, I only tell one
Exactly.
other person.
Exactly. It's just between you and me.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the chat. Never mind.
Me, you, and the chat. That's it. And obviously, we call it Uber because Todd don't drive and I don't drive on the interstate.
Oh, I drive. I just don't drive far.
Same.
I would not be a good getaway person unless the bank was within 5 miles of where we were going. Has to be a local bank.
Well, we could get Uber Goober because obviously she used to be at Uber.
Oh, that's a good idea. Uber, you're our third person. You're our getaway person.
Not Diane because she didn't watch the documentary. Hey, Deborah. So let's take a vote. If
I
you
was going to
think
do that too. Go ahead.
you was going to what?
Do a vote. Put a 1 if you think Brian was involved from the very beginning. Put a 2 if you think Brian was totally clueless until the bomb started ticking.
I'm voting.
Me too.
Diane, why are you voting? Diane voted.
Diane voted. That was her assistant. That wasn't
I love her. We got 1-1.
Oh.
1 and 2. Then I think she didn't. She just don't know.
Wendy, you disagree.
Wendy is allowed. Diane is allowed to vote with me.
Diane says it was Burke Ramsey.
Me too, Popcorn. No, wasn't Burke. So the consensus says
Let's
Sunbury House.
let's do another one. Type in the name who you think is the mastermind. Was it Marjorie or was it Bill?
You're okay. No, it's not, Teresa. Nope.
Diane says Bill. She agrees with me.
It's, you know what? It's tied. Some say both.
I mean, I know that he loved her, but I just don't think she was able to convince him to do that, especially if she was going to take a lot of the money.
Right, more with Mandy. No. I think that now, in my opinion, I put it on Marge and Bill flipped on her. But Bill she needed him to build the bomb, obviously. Somebody had to build the cane gun. Yeah, Marjorie, she's done killed people. We've lost Todd. Marjorie leads, Bill follows always. Amen, Hopi. Can you imagine Popcorn not bathing for 2 to 3 weeks? I wonder if Todd knows he left. Just refer back to the stream, Sunbury. The bank was chosen because of the problems she had there. Exactly. Marjorie was mad at the Benedictson. So gross. Marge's ghost got Todd.
I don't know.
Somebody said Marge's ghost got Todd.
Another one bites the dust.
She used him to carry out her fun and games. I have to agree. Serial killer. She's a sociopath. Totally the mastermind. Farrah never lets me down. What's your opinion? Who do you think?
Who, me?
Yeah, who do you think's the mastermind?
I said Bill because, like I said, he was the one. I still think, I mean, he might have known he was sick for a year and a half, and he might have planned the whole thing from the very beginning, up to and including framing Marjorie. I mean, she obviously was involved at some point because she shot James and then had him hide the body.
Bill needed money, but so did Marjorie.
I think it was probably more Bill than Marjorie. I mean, I don't think Marjorie was innocent the way she thinks she was, but
let me ask you.
I mean, I think there's, maybe I'll get one of the books because like I said, I had a lot of questions about.
Now I'm wanting the book. Yeah.
Their background, and, you know, it just kind of jumped into, it started right with where they started with the bank robbery. And I'd kind of like to know more of a history of the players, you know, before it got to that point, which, you know, they could have, as far as I'm concerned, made it a 6-part documentary and filled in all those blanks for me, because
probably popcorn, her own father. Right. He gets a sausage grinder for her boyfriend, for good old Marge. That's right. I mean, he even got a sausage grinder.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna?
And who hides a body in a freezer in the garage for any amount of time? I mean, obviously there was mental illness there too.
Okay, I'm not picking my nose. My piercing is hanging out. Okay, tell me about why? Okay, since when did it become legal and you don't go to jail for hiding a body in your freezer?
That's not true. He was actually going to be sentenced. I don't know. He must have gotten sick before he got sentenced, because they said he was released on bail until his sentencing in fall.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not really sure what the timeline was for when he confessed versus when he died. He might have been like really sick.
Where would you hide a body? They said, yeah. He was a little bitty fella. That wasn't even a big freezer.
Danielle, I said that to Randy when we first were talking about the case. I didn't realize. I thought the case was from like the late 80s. I didn't realize it was only like 15 years ago. I thought I was much younger when it first happened. And I remember when it first happened because obviously I'm from Pennsylvania, so it was big news. But also, I remember it from before they even started getting more information that Brian might have been involved in the actual robbery. But I really did. I thought I was like in my late 20s, early 30s when it happened.
I don't remember it, but...
Which I'm sure you think I'm in my early 30s now, but no. Not.
Late 20s.
There you go.
And did you leave to watch it? Yes. Lynn Zaney. That, ugh. So I think, so bottom line is, well, no, most people did agree that he didn't know that they were going to rob a bank for real, or that he was going to die and it was all real. But, you know, it was mixed reviews on who the mastermind was.
Yeah. I mean, someone earlier said it. I mean, he obviously might have been, you know, slow in some way. And I just think either Jessica, you know, convinced him to do it, that he can get more money to see her more often or something, or to help her family, because she said he was friends with the family. Yeah, but I don't think he was he certainly was not a mastermind.
Kelly, I will never now, because, you know, a few times in my life I've said, oh, they're an evil genius. I will never call somebody that again. Oh, no. Get ready, Diane. Buckle in, because it's like, it gets you.
Diane, next time we have a stream, you can't start trying to talk about Evil Genius because you're way behind now.
You can call me and talk about it more.
You just have to watch that on your own and then talk about it to yourself.
Lindsay, Jessica was the prostitute that they are pretty sure that he had a baby with. Okay, what case is next? Jim is on one, but I don't like it. What I tell you it was? Well, wait, Netflix is fixing to put out the staircase thing, so we might have to do that. Who is it, Todd?
He's doing Robert Durst.
Robert Durst.
Yeah, that's the one that Jimmy's watching right now.
But Netflix, the 8th, what's today's date? The 6th, is coming out also called The Staircase, and I think that's about him too.
Yeah, it might be.
Hopi, because of Hopi Dopey, I'm now subscribed to HBO, and it's going to cost me like $15 a month because Jim is hooked on that Jinx.
Tilly Mae, dear
Michael
Zachary.
Peterson.
Tilly Mae, dear Zachary is so depressing.
Have I seen that?
It's worth watching, but talk about tearing your heart out.
The Staircase. We might do that one, y'all, if it's good. It looked good. The previews looked good. Have you all watched Flint?
Flint Town? I think it's called Flint Town.
I haven't. I don't think I have.
I haven't either.
Wild, Wild Country. It covers the crime of the cult of something. I don't. What about Who Took Johnny? I'm writing it down. No, tearing my heart out. This for me, this tore my heart out about poor Brian Wells, just because he had parents too, you know. His parents were just shook. Pablo Escobar, really. Yeah, I didn't expect the bomb to go off on camera. The Keepers, I didn't say that.
They don't do enough documentaries about those kind of things anymore.
I watched a really good documentary last night called 10 Bullets.
We can also talk about a book if anyone's reading a good true crime book.
Listen, The Wild Whites of West Virginia. Let me tell you something. I own it. I made Todd watch it. I love them.
Those are some people who might have lived in Erie. No, I'm kidding. That's just a joke.
Thank you, Jessica. I couldn't watch it when the bomb went off. I kept closing my eye. Not me. I was like, so I'm crazy. I would love to do one on the Whites of West Virginia because that line goes way back, way back.
You don't need to send me a link to that one.
I bought it. And somebody bought it and sent it to B. I don't know if she ever watched it. CPS got her back. It's not funny, but what's funny is, this is not a booger. Is when she said, let's do one about the Whites of West Virginia. You want to?
Don't make me watch it again, please.
You have to, so we can reenact the Taco Bell scene. She's crying. CPS took her baby.
I see a theme with you between this one and Sugar Babe and the Whites. It's all those trashy people.
I'm trash, Todd. Welcome. Those are my people.
I think they just make you feel better about yourself, honey.
That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Can't find it for free. The Wild.
I thought it was on Amazon Prime, wasn't it?
No. The Wilds of West Virginia. No, I had to buy it on Hulu. What is Sugar Babe about, Todd? Oh my goodness. Good night, Sugar Babe. Look it up, Lindsay. It
was not great.
It was great.
A pox on you for even introducing that to Randy.
She didn't introduce that to me. My son did. Oh, good, just being me. I love true crime. I do. The Johnny. Okay, let me write that down. Gosh.
Johnny Gosch.
Gosh.
That was a sad case. One of the early missing children cases where they thought he got tied into a sex slave ring.
Oh.
And at one point, the mother started getting.
I don't want to do kids.
I think the mother got at least one adult male who was like knocking on her door saying that he was her son and that kind of thing. Almost like that Imposter, the Imposter that we watched.
That's what I was fixing to say. Why don't we do one on the Imposter? That's crazy.
We could do that. I would do that. Although I think we've talked about that.
Y'all, have we talked about the Imposter? We haven't. We've just talked about it on the phone.
Maybe.
You got Hopi, a trailer for the Wilds. I love Hopi. I got 6 mines in my backyard. You don't have to say please. What are we saying please for? The Keepers Netflix. I'm going to look that up. The Imposter is good just because it's so... I'm curious to see what people think about.
I mean, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, but also made me laugh. I always say this to Randy because we talk about true crime cases, and then like 6 weeks later, I'll tell you that they featured it on, and they did with this one. They featured it on Law and Order, and they did with the Imposters. The Imposters was a case they featured on Law and Order, except they flipped it, and the found person was a girl.
It was good. We can't get the trailer for the... Oh, no, Donna. Oh, no.
Don't do it. Don't watch it. Turn away. Man,
I would almost give you my Netflix... my Voodoo information for you to watch it. The Imposter is crazy. And I thought... I'll look that up, too. Donna, why is your heart broken? Don't let your heart be broken. Oh, really? Listen, Casey, I dated a sheriff who arrested the whites on a regular basis. 3,096 days on Netflix. I don't know. Do you live Trump? Do you ever listen to...
I don't do podcasts. I don't drive a lot, so I don't have the opportunity to listen while I'm driving or that kind of thing.
Expression, it was on Netflix. Dustin Stevens, I'm gonna kill myself. What? Why, Dustin? What? Dustin
Stevens.
We love you, Dustin. Why would you do that?
But this isn't the place for that. You need to call the hotline if that's real serious.
We know Dustin. Todd.
Oh, we do. You're right. I'm sorry, Dustin. What's going on? I didn't know that, Hopi. Thank you.
Dustin, do you want a link?
Hi. Where did Dustin go?
He asked for a link. I didn't know that. Hold on. Let me get Dustin a link. Todd, why can I hear you?
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
I'm sorry. I was looking down reading.
Let me see if I can get him a link.
Dustin, I'm sorry. Chronic illnesses suck. A lot of us on here have them.
I do. I guess. Is Meniere's disease a chronic illness, Todd?
Yes.
Dustin?
Anything that's not curable is considered chronic.
Dustin, I sent you a link. Hey, Taylor. Oh, my goodness. While he's getting on panel, I'm going to use the restroom, Todd, okay?
Yes.
Hey, Rachel.
Come on, Dustin. Talk to us. Well, that took a little bit of a steer, but I do hope Dustin comes on. Dustin, you on?
Yeah,
Hey, I'm sorry.
I'm just tired of my asthma.
I understand. We all deal with stuff every day. It stinks, I know. But if you're doing everything you can with it, then that's all you can really do, right?
Yeah, I'm just tired of having asthma attacks.
Yeah. It's a bad time of year, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I had an asthma attack couple of days ago, and I did not have one all through of 2017. And what happened was I was trying to take my albuterol breathing. Well, not my. I think it was my albuterol. It was my puffer, and all of a sudden I sucked in the water bug and it went in my lungs.
Oh, gosh.
And when it did, I started coughing and I could feel the stuff like, phlegm and stuff.
Right.
And feeling in my lungs. And later in the night, it started getting worse and worse and worse. They said my heart rate was up to 158 beats a minute.
Wow, that is terrible. That's high.
And
You
my
went to the
blood pressure,
emergency room?
yeah, I had to call the ambulance.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it was like it was like I was struggling to breathe. And the back of my neck was tightening and was tightened so bad. I thought I was going to pass out or stop breathing,
Yeah. Are you
And
feeling better now?
I'm a little sore from my chest and my neck
Right.
and stuff. And it's just,
Well,
it's
it's frustrating. You're frustrated because, like you said, you hadn't had anything like that happen since 2017. So you feel like you took a step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's scary because I live by myself,
Right.
and luckily I called my dad. My dad lives like a couple of yards from me. And I
Right.
called him and said, I think you need to come over here. Because I started my heart would start racing. When it started doing that, I knew it's gonna happen. And I went over there to him and told him. He said, the water bug might went into your stomach. I said, no, it went into my lung.
Right.
And when the ambulance came and they got me up and tried to walk me out of the house, and it got worse. It just got worse. And they set me down and brought the stretcher, and they got me in a stretcher. But my nephew, he was a paramedic, well, EMT, and he was over at his mama's house, and he came over, and they got me on a stretcher and put the oxygen on me. When they did that, it got a little bit better, and they got me in the ambulance, and I was kind of in and out of it, and my dad
Right.
was holding my little dog.
Aw.
It's a little miniature Pomeranian. I found out she tried to get in the ambulance with me.
Hmm.
She knew what was going on, and she wanted to get in there to see what's going on. I guess
Right.
she
How
wanted to
many days
protect
ago
me.
was this?
3 days ago.
Oh, okay. Were you in the hospital for long?
No, I
Oh,
went into the emergency room and stayed there for about an hour or two, and came home.
well, that's good. I mean, like I said, chronic diseases suck, but you're better today, and
It
you,
just,
you have to
it,
take you have to take it day by day, and you can't get frustrated and dig yourself into a hole by being depressed.
yeah. But it's just when I went into the emergency room and they give me another breathing treatment, and they give me some kind of drug where they give pregnant women to relax their lungs and relax them. And they give
Right.
me that to relax my lungs.
Oh, okay.
And when it did that, I started coughing really, really bad. It was like right on in my chest.
Maybe they
And
did that to help you get the water bug out if you swallowed it.
it came up. I
Oh,
said,
there you
yep,
go.
there. I said, there it is, and spit it out. She looked, the nurse did. She said, you did, it sucked the water bug in your throat.
So now, how
And
old are you, Dustin?
I'm 30.
Okay, and how many times have you swallowed a water bug? Okay, so that was one time. Don't get yourself so upset.
No,
It's
it's
a ter-
just,
it's a
I,
it's a
I just,
terrible thing that happened, and it's hard to have to deal with that. But I don't want you thinking about stuff that like that.
well, I wish when I was young, like a teenager, I had no problem with asthma. I did had it, but it wasn't really, really bad until I got older. And what scares me is one day it's going to happen. It's going to happen so bad. I'm going to try to get to the phone, and all of a sudden I'm going to pass out, and nobody would
Right.
never know
Yeah, that's
because I
that's
did
scary
die.
for anyone with a chronic illness. Let me ask you something. Do you have a medical alert bracelet or a medical alert button?
No,
Are you on disability?
yes, sir, I am.
Why don't you check to see if you can qualify?
And let me
Because if you get to an emergency like that, you don't even have to try and get to a phone. You can hit that button and automatically get someone to come and help you.
and what I
Yeah,
did, Todd, was do you remember B that was on here with me before? I sent her a link and she may come on. She's a nurse, so she'll know more, medical stuff than I do.
yeah.
But tell me, I say I went to the restroom. I'm sorry, Todd. Did you're not wanting to hurt yourself now, are you?
No, I'm just tired of this asthma. I'm not. I wish I could get rid of it. I
We
just
all
I just
do.
I
We
just
all
wanted to get
do.
rid of it,
You
but it
are
ain't gonna go anywhere. I just want to breathe like a normal person. Just don't don't be afraid it's gonna happen and stuff. And
Yeah.
like now, if I do something little, now it's got where I guess it's because the way my asthma was, and it's like I'm shortness of breath now. But I
mm.
think it will eventually go back to being normal.
Right. Well, yeah, and you have to advocate for yourself. If you think that your condition is getting worse or something, you need to talk to your doctors about maybe changing up your medications and stuff. So that, because unfortunately, I don't know that there's ever going to be a cure for asthma. But,
Now,
if it's something you have to keep dealing with, you might have to switch up your medications. The other thing I want to ask you or just say is I know you live in a fairly remote area, but is there any way either online or, in person? Are there like asthma support groups that can help you and help?
mm, no, I never, uh, what happened? Never, um, lost, what happened there? What happened?
Hello?
Yeah,
What? Oh, sometimes Todd falls
Sorry,
out. He's back.
I'm back.
okay. I didn't know what went on.
I just got disconnected. And I have an important question too. What skirt are you wearing?
I ain't wearing a skirt right now.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
wearing, I'm
Just
wearing,
checking.
just, wearing Nikes. Well,
Oh, okay.
Nike should work.
All right.
Just never, don't scare us like that. We wouldn't look. You make the world a better place, Dustin.
Yeah, I know. It's just like if I'm just scared, like one day it's gonna happen and I ain't gonna get to a phone. It scares me though.
Crystal, that's what I was thinking. Because once you get scared like that, the anxiety makes you breathe faster and
Yep.
harder.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely look into getting you one of those. What is it? It's a medical alert, right?
Yep.
yeah, my grandmother she had one, and my friend, well, my cousin, he's on disability, and he's like he shakes a lot, and he's you know he's got one, but it don't hurt to have one because
No, not at
you know
all. And then, like I said, I mean, the stress right now and the anxiety is really high because it just happened 3 days ago. But you have
Yeah.
to kind of talk yourself out of that sometimes and say, like I asked you earlier, you're 30 years old. This happened to you once. And every day, a month from now is going to be a month since it happened, 2 months since it happened. And
I actually
the stress will keep getting less and less.
well in 2000 I think in 2016 I was in the emergency room more and several times, about 5 or 6 times and stuff like that. I mean, I thought I was doing pretty good, and it's just I thought I could handle it and get it under control, and but things happen and stuff.
You just have to take every day one at a time, one day at a time. And like I said, if you feel like your medications aren't doing as well as they used to, you need to talk to your doctor about that the next time you see them or make an appointment to see them.
Yeah,
Maybe call in the morning and definitely get a early get that in the works with the alert thing.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, do you have a what is that called? The breathing machine thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, you said you give yourself breathing treatments, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do y'all see that?
I do.
Oh, there's your skirt. A nebulizer, yes. I could not think of
Yeah, it's
nebulizer.
called a nebulizer.
My son had to use that for many years.
Yeah. But I am gonna be getting a another phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get another LG G4 and stuff next month. It'll
Well,
be a
that's good.
brand new one.
That's good.
If
That's
anybody, in the live stream, if y'all want to support me, y'all can. And what
Dustin,
I'm
are
gonna
you
try to,
are you
what I'm
able to
gonna
type? Oh, you can type
know,
again,
because
maybe, and they
I'll
can
put
check.
I'll put the link in there.
Oh, okay.
I'm I don't have a computer.
Oh, okay.
What?
You use your phone for all your live streams and stuff, or for all your videos?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What is the name of your channel? Why am I not finding it?
It's just his name, I think.
I know I'm subscribed. Hold on.
It's just your name, right, Dustin?
Yeah. It's Dustin Stevens. Hold on, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Usually it pops right up. Oh, come on.
Dustin, can you type in the chat?
Usually I find it right away.
Nobody cares. No, I am not a therapist. But I play one on YouTube. No, I'm joking.
I was
I
thinking
shouldn't.
that.
Yeah.
That was a bad joke at a bad time, I think. Whoops, sorry.
There we go. I am.
Well, any other time it would be right here on my. But if I was you, I would just go ahead and call in the morning and keep your nebulizer close to you.
Yeah, I got two of them, one in the living room and one in my bedroom.
And try to, just stay calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you just, each day you're going to be less anxious. And all of us deal with things that we have to deal with every day. And,
Yeah.
you're going to be fine. Just like I said earlier, you just have to be the person who advocates for yourself as much as you can. Ask your doctors, ask your doctors if there's new treatments, something new they want you to try.
Yeah.
Just
thank you. They're putting your channel in there.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, we're here. I was just reading the chat, sorry.
No, I think he's getting a call from somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's
I keep looking down and everyone sees my big 7 head.
I do so.
I've had a 7 head since I was in the 6th grade.
Mm.
Too ADD. Yeah, it scared him. Well, Dustin, I hope that it's about time for us to wrap this up. Just make sure you distract yourself, stay busy, like Babodi said. If you need us, we're here. Just message me on Hangouts. And
And, you know, you said you're close to your father. You know, he lives nearby and stuff. Call
Yeah.
him and talk to him. And talk to your friends.
absolutely. Absolutely.
There's plenty of people to talk to online as well.
Yeah.
Don't just never threaten to kill yourself. Okay.
Look at that. Yeah. There's the little dog here.
Hello, little doggy.
All right.
Oh.
Have a great night. Oh, thank you. Nobody cares. Thank you.
Uh,
All right. Yeah. Well, it's getting late and I haven't eaten supper yet. Thank you so much for everybody that joined the stream. Dustin,
yeah, if y'all want to, y'all can, you know, check out my channel and stuff.
we put the link in.
Okay.
We did. And that's gonna be all of it. And people love you, Dustin. You hang in there, okay? If you need us, reach out.
I know I will.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Love y'all.